Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and it is September 16th and 2021, and we're about to get started with Open Mic Live, but as always, a word from our sponsors.
At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESINet goes beyond industry standards, not only I3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Here in Greenville County, we have 8 different places where a 911 call can be answered.
It is the largest county in South Carolina. It's a challenge.
The type of information that a telecommunicator gets from Radius Plus is location-based technology. You can see where the caller is, if they have a medical issue, if they speak a different language. They're immediately able to text to that caller in their native language. It reduces response times because it immediately gets first responders where they need to be.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. What's going on once again, everyone? As I said earlier, September 16, 2021, and welcome back to Open Mic Live. I have all of you here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and then everyone here as well on Instagram, and this is going to be good. I see some autocorrect hell going on over here on Instagram, but all of you that are watching, where it is that you're watching from, roll call. Where are you at? So we've got a couple people over here. I got Tampa, Florida, rural Montana. Awesome. Excellent. And what is your number? So it's Thursday, right? As we always do this, 9 p.m. Eastern time, unless I've got some traveling going on, of course. And I did have some traveling going on last week, so I ended up doing this on a Friday, last week Friday versus last week Thursday, because I was on a plane and I was flying over here, or over there rather, to Florida. So it is Thursday. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? 1 being shitty, of course, and 10 being awesome. How are you doing? How are you feeling right now? I'd say I'm probably about at 8 or 9. I'm still feeling really good. Again, a lot of traveling that's been going on, but it has been awesome. Always a little. It's kind of sad sometimes when I come back from traveling, but things are good. Things are really good. I'm really happy, and things have just been excellent. To the most amount, it's just been excellent. So let me look over here as people are coming in. So we've got numbers coming in over here on Instagram. We've got a 7 so far. That is excellent. We've got folks coming in on in the comments over here. So we've got Kentucky, we've got Kansas. James is at a 10, best part of the schedule, last day shift. Last day shift? This is your last day shift, so you're going to midnights? Is that what you're saying? And then Joyce is at a 7. That is excellent. Also coming out of Cincinnati. Doug is an 8. Sara is coming out of Orlando. What is going on? Welcome, welcome. And James, yes, okay, so you're going to midnights. Awesome, dude. You know, I don't know about you or any of you over here on Instagram as well, but man, oh man, that was morning shift wasn't my thing. I didn't really dig morning shift a lot. It was all about night shift. So let's take a poll. what do you enjoy more? Midnight shift was the shit for me. I loved midnight shift. All the best stuff happened. Yeah, all the crazy shit happened. Let's see, Dawn coming in here at a 6. That is good. See, Doug. See, nice meeting. Yes, it was excellent. That conference was awesome. Again, Kentucky Conference, Kentucky Emergency Services Conference, superb. It was awesome. Very, very good. Joyce is looking forward to another Wonder Woman event. And next year, yes, Erica, what is going on? Erica Niner. That is a good number as well, out of Orlando as well. So awesome. So we got a bunch of people that are joining in here, and it is good to see all of you. My homeboy Matt, it's kind of boring in Vegas at night. Really? You really think so? No, I won't do it. You almost caught me. Everybody would have sweared at me if I would have said this specific word, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to say it. And, oh, homie, Leah, solid 8 out of Alabama. It was so good to see you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you here soon as well. So let me look over here at Instagram really quick. And let's see, Drew over here says, mids was the fun stuff, but days gave me my life back. Oh, that's it. Okay. I hear you. Yes. I do understand that for sure. Because when I was on days, I did have some time back. But, what can you do? Let me see here. Let me look back over here really quick. If I haven't said it already, this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, Rapid Deploy, as well as Carbine. And a big shout out to patrons, Trey, new patron, and all the others. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. And you did ask a question over on Discord. How do you get that patron role? I will hook you up with that later after this. And let's see, episode 405 went out. There was a bunch of episodes that went out. Episode 406 is out for patrons right now, and that was with Hillary out of Rockport and Aransas County out of Texas. Make sure to check that one out next week. That is going to be excellent. It's going to come out on September 22nd. We also have several DRT episodes that are coming up as well, so look out for those two. That is going to be awesome. Gary coming in here from New Jersey at a 7. Awesome. Looks like I got my homie Christine jumping in over here on Instagram. So we got people coming in all over the place. This is good. This is exciting. If you have a funny 911 story, throw it in the comments and I will read that shit. I will read it and we will laugh, because that's what we do for Open Mic Live. We visit the lighter side of dispatch, right? There's a lot of shit that goes on in dispatch. There's a lot of shit that's going on in the world, as always. But we take some time, an hour or so, out of our Thursday, and we just talk, share some funny stories. In dispatch, funny incidents. I have a funny travel story for you. Oh my God. Just wait. Christine, yes, hello, my friend. What is going on? And this is going to be interesting. Also, if this is your first time in Open Mic Live, throw that in the comments as well. Also, make sure to throw in some reactions. Share this broadcast on your feed or to your favorite dispatching page. I would appreciate it more than you know. And also, the audio for DRT and Open Mic Live is a perk that goes out to all of the patrons. That's a perk for them. So thank you very much. And I will start out, because it's already been mentioned here a little bit, the 911 Wonder Women event that happened this past weekend, and it was superb. I'm sure you've seen the pictures all over the place. It was excellent. And so um, I was at the Kentucky Emergency Services Conference, and I went through the conference from Tuesday to Thursday. And as soon as I was done there, I flew straight from Louisville to Orlando, and it was awesome. As soon as I arrived there, I got everything figured out, checked in, and got to meet up with my homies, and we had an awesome time, and just the whole event was excellent. Congratulations to 911 Wonder Women Inc., an amazing nonprofit, and their first in-person event that they were doing. It was a soccer match with the Orlando Pride, and they kicked some ass. I would definitely go to that again. It was so good. So I'm just glad that I was able to be there with everyone. Again, there's pictures all over the place, and it was an awesome event. I look forward to the next one. I can't say enough. It was super good, and yeah, congratulations once again. Very, very well done. Big ups to everyone who put it all together, and especially to you, Sarah. Congratulations. So moving on here, also, there was a lot of stuff that happened during the time that I was out there. It was so good, but it looks like there's a story over here on Instagram. So let me read this really quick. And let's see. So it says, not a dispatch story, but a patrol story. Me and my training officer were checking in on a homeless camp. There was a ball in the back alley. My FTO hauled off and kicked the ball. Turns out it was a bowling ball. No shit. Turns out it was a bowling ball. He yelled out, "Which one of you motherfuckers?" Which one of you MFers bowl? I about died. She said, "Thank you. Thank you for that story. That was excellent." Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Because you know that that's what happens. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, right? It doesn't matter how old you are. If you see a ball and you're by a hoop, of course, you're going to try to make a shot. Or in this case, you're going to kick the ball just to be funny or whatever. And then it turns out to be a bowling ball. Oh, that's amazing. But also, part of that. So this was a few years ago, and I was at the Kentucky Emergency Services Conference. We're all in the room for their hospitality night. Okay. And we're in there, and, everybody has been in there and having drinks and such. And then, someone pulled one of the balloons that was tied to one of the tables and hit it up. Okay. You see everyone watching it as it's coming down slow. And right before it lands, someone hits it to play keep up. and the whole room was playing this. Like, nobody wanted to let it fall. And I remember someone yelling out the same thing, saying that it doesn't matter how old you are. If a balloon gets hit up in the air, someone is going to try to keep it going. And that's exactly what happened. It was so good. And I'm sure all of you who are watching right now, you know damn well that if you were in that situation and someone hit a balloon, your ass would be doing the same thing. Yes, Christine right here. She's like, yes. It would happen. I know I would do it. I'm gonna go back here into the comments really quick. Let me see. Dawn, first time listening in. Last week I caught just the very end. Well, welcome back, Dawn. And I hope we have some fun here. If you have a funny 911 story, please put it in the comments. I will go ahead and read it as well. Again, those here on Instagram as well. If you have one, please throw it in there and I will read it as well. Just like the last one. That was a lot of fun. Gary here says, super jealous of the 911 Women Inc. event. Sarah says, come next year. That's right. this is just the start of just amazing continuation of the amazing stuff that they're doing. I love it. And let's see, let me see here. Just looking in the comments. What up, Jeremy? Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Yes. And let's see, Sarah says, oh my God, I'll play Keep Me Uppy all day. See? And Leah too. Yeah, see, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. Let's see. Christine over here says, I will absolutely be there next year. Great group. Love y'all. Yes. That is awesome. See, a lot of excellent stuff was going on. And I'm going to go back here and look into my notes because there's a couple different stories that I want to tell. So, and again, any funny stories or anything that you have, please throw them in the comments. I will read them. But we're just going to kind of just talk, as well, and share some funny stories. Some of the stuff doesn't even have to do with dispatch. It can just be some funny shit. Like, I mean, we're talking about balloons and everything. So I went to dinner with my family. Okay. I went to dinner with my family. This was late. It was a late dinner. And Dawn, what is going on? Dawn Bennett here jumping in. And what I didn't know at first was that they charge by the pound. Okay. And my family was telling me, they said, they bring out these like hot pots. And if you want, so let's just say you wanted some cabbage in there. There's a certain amount that they give you. So if you think you're going to be eating more, say that you want like 2 or 3 cabbage, and they, it's like handfuls more or whichever. So I'm ordering like 3 cabbage, 4 mushroom, in different kinds of mushrooms, that is, and then meats and all of this different stuff. And I ended up getting the food, right? Well, at the end, the waitress, she comes up and she says, she looks at the bowl on my side and she goes, you're going to have to eat that. And I thought, what? Wait, what? And she goes, I mean, we charge by the pound and you have a lot left over. So if you don't want to get, charged for everything, you need to eat more. And I was already dying. Like I had the meat sweats, man. And it was not good. So I'm trying to eat more, and no, it didn't happen. By the end of it, I was like screaming, like, I just want to go. I just want to go. and my family's like, well, then let's go. You're going to have to pay for it. It was bad. I mean, the food was amazing. The food was so good. I recommend it. However, watch what you're ordering, because your ass is going to have to pay after that. Almost literally, depending on what it is that you eat. I didn't go that far. This is horrible. This is horrible. Jeremy says, hashtag screaming meat sweats. Yeah. Yes. It was pretty bad. Christine over here on Instagram says, meat sweats are the worst. Yeah, they are. I'm like, oh God, it's like, I can't eat anymore. I can't eat anymore. It was so stupid. But my brother-in-law, he's sitting there and he's like, he's like, come on, man, we can do like, there's no way. There is no way I'm going to be able to put away any more damn food. It is not going to work. James says, great outdoors. John Candy eating the, oh, yes. Yeah, the old 96er. That's basically where I was at that point, where, my sister who's sitting next to me, she would have had to like listen to my stomach to make sure everything was processing nicely. Just the same way that Dan Aykroyd does to John Candy. He's like, oh yeah, it's processing nicely. And he's like, yeah. You know what I should have done? I should have asked the waitress, if I'm able to put this away, can you put in, can you throw in some menus and some t-shirts? Then I would have done it. I would have done it then. No, probably not, because I felt like shit. Like, I felt horrible by the time we got to the end there. Could not do it anymore. So, again, the food was amazing, but watch what you order and how much you order, because you're going to have to pay for it. And I paid for it. It was a lot of money, but it was good. It was worth it. We had a lot of fun there. I just was not expecting that to happen. And it seems like whenever I'm traveling, something happens. Something crazy happens. And not that is crazy, but man, again, the meat sweats, good Lord, just not good. All right, let me look over here really quick. And I do want to, James over here says, how about celebrating New York's governor signing the reclassification bill? Yes, congratulations to those in New York who are being reclassified as first responders. So shout out to all of you. Very, very awesome. That is good stuff there. I read that. I think it was earlier today that I read about that as well. Okay, let me see here. I got one up here that says, took a call from a man saying, women giving multiple births full term under the couch. Under the couch? Let's see. Knowing drunk RP thing. Oh my God. Is this what? A Siamese car? Paged female party having multiple births. Corporal arrives on scene to say, where is the lady having the babies? Nobody else was there. See, that's one of the things, because you've got to take it all, right? You have to, when you're taking calls, no matter how crazy it sounds, you put it out. Priority one, especially something like this, and then the officer gets there and is like, I don't see anybody. There's nobody here. Where's the multiple babies? Where's the lady with the litter? And then there's nothing, because the reporting party is just drunk off their ass and they're just like hallucinating, like, what? I'm sorry, sir. Like, I swear to you, there was a lady there with like 20 kids. She's gone now. And then you have to work through that. Oh, man. Let me see. Leah over here says, crazy things like the oxygen mask deploying during flight. Oh, right? Yeah. Oh, man. That one still trips me out. And I actually recently posted a session that I did for Iowa APCO talking about that flight. And I did it as a session, and it was in comparison to dispatch, and how, sometimes we don't always ask for help, and a plane going down, which was my incident, but also as just kind of a way to explain also our own personal airplane that seems like it might be going down, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, whichever. So I actually have that posted on YouTube, and you guys can check it out. It was I've only done the session once, and it was the first time, and it took a little bit to put it out there. But thank you, Leah. Yes, definitely check it out in that comparison where, I kind of talk about how I had my headphones on and I couldn't hear this lady that was in back of me who was singing to her infant, but it sounded like she was singing for all of us. And that sometimes, we need to take off those, like metaphorical headphones so that we can actually listen for the help that people are trying to give us. And so there's a lot to it. I think it's like 37 minutes, but it's one that I definitely recommend for you all to check out. If I can find the link here at the same time, I'll post it. But it was a really good session. It was a hard one to do, but I had just finished it that morning, and then later presented it, and it did very well. James says, note to self, add disclaimer, if you are about to fly in the next 3 days. What? Like, because of what I'm talking about? Let's see. Joyce says, saw that session day before getting on plane to Orlando. Oh, you watched it before that? Oh, man. Well, there's some stuff that happens. Yes. Also, a lot of stuff that's happened to me while flying that has been funny as well. So I want to get into this story. However, what I do want to do is I want to ask you, all of you that are here, what are some of the names that you've been called while working in 911 with, whether it be from coworkers, because we always, everyone has someone that they worked with that was the shit magnet. Okay. That's one name, right? Or the Grim Reaper. Everyone has had a name before. But also from callers. What are some of the names that callers have said to you? I had this in my notes from last week. We just never got a chance to go through it or discuss it. But this is one of the things that I wanted to discuss as well, because, when we're on the phone, sometimes we can hear a lot of different names. And so I just wanted to see what are some of the names that you've heard or that you've been called. So for like me, I remember I was taking a Be on the Lookout, and I remember a caller calling me dumb. And so I asked a question, and then I asked it a minute or so later, just to confirm what the person had said. And she goes, "Are you dumb or something?" And I just remember I responded with, "Aw, ma'am, that's uncalled for." and I said, "I'm doing my best." And she goes, "Oh, okay, well, I'm sorry." But I thought, damn, I'm only asking you the question because, one, it's my job, and two, I just wanted to confirm what you had said earlier. So when she called me dumb, that was like the first thing that I responded with, was just, "Oh, ma'am, that was uncalled for." Oh man, it was pretty funny. Well, to me it was funny, of course, but she was not happy. She was a little bit pissed. Okay, let me see. Let me look in the comments over here, and also those who are on Instagram, you can add in the comments as well some of the names you've been called, because some of them are funny, right? And I mean, some of them suck as well, but some of them are funny. This one isn't a name calling or anything. It's more funny because the person was, well, I'll just say it and you can respond. So I took a phone call once, right? I took a phone call once where, and I know I've shared this story before, but it was early in the morning, and this was actually on my neighbors. Okay. It was a group of guys, migrant workers that lived across, the street from me. And when they would get out of work, Friday night, they would each have like a case of Bud Light, and they would drink all night, and they would have their music going and stuff, and it seemed like a good time, and so and this is all going on, right? I go to work, and when I left work, I hear doom 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 doom, and as I'm going to my car, I'm like doom 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 doom, and it was so fun. I was having fun as I was leaving because they were still out there having such a good ass time, and I didn't want to go to work. I wanted to go across the street and just like, but I didn't. I had to go. I had to go to work. So I get this phone call from this lady, and she says, she goes, "I need you to send an officer out to such and such address. These guys are out there playing their music," and she says, like loud polka type, like Mexican music. Do you know the type of music I'm talking about? And I knew she was talking about my neighbors. And I said, yeah, I do. I do know that type of music. I kind of like that music. and she says, oh, and she goes, what's your name? And I said, ma'am, my name is Ricardo. And she goes, you don't sound like a Ricardo. and, and I was taken back by it a little bit, but I also bit my lip because I wanted to laugh, but I didn't because I had to stay I had to stay professional, right? And I said, well, okay. And I said, I'll get an officer out there. And she goes, you know what? No, it's cool. It's cool. Never mind. It's all right. I sent somebody out there either way just to do like an extra patrol type thing. And when they went by, they were already gone. But it was the most funny thing. It was just hilarious. I enjoyed it. Hold on, let me go back over here into the into comments. So it looks like there's a specific word that seems to be common that people have called call takers. So that's interesting. Let's see. One here says crack dealer. Due to goodies, I bring the officers and Black Cloud. So crack dealer. Oh, that's funny then. And of course the Black Cloud, right? Because that's like the shit magnet type thing. You are the one who brings the heat. All the bullshit that happens. Let's see. Joyce says, I am always Officer Wheeler. James says, lock and load, lockjaw, James T. And from the callers, everything you can imagine plus some. Let's see. My homegirl over here says, small cakes by someone at a conference. Small cakes? What? Like hostess? Or let's see. Lee over here says, I was told I was dead inside. What? Wait, hold on a minute. Let's focus on that a minute. That was a caller? Or a coworker? Or like a field officer? A field responder, I mean. I mean, that's kind of funny. But also messed up. Like who was that? Who told you you were dead inside? Let me see. James says same here. Most recently, I was told I have no heart. Did you have no heart? Joy says, I don't know, Leah. I think you've got passion. They obviously have never met you. I kind of like the dead inside thing though. Would have made my day just because I wouldn't keep a straight face. Sarah says, I have no idea. To the small cakes thing. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I say hostess. Like, what are your favorite cakes? Like, what would you rather go with if you had a choice? I'm sure you would say none at all, but let's just say that you're digging on some cake. Which one do you pick? And Leah says a caller. Oh, so it was a caller. See, Leah says I had to mute because I laughed out loud. Right, exactly. You have you're on the call and you have someone talking to you, and they say that to you. I can't imagine. Especially because I know you and I know how awesome you are and sweet and everything. For someone to say that you're dead inside, is the tape around? Can I FOIA it? So I can hear the person say, you know what? You're dead inside. Oh, that is funny shit. Let's see. Joy says, I know one of my officers had to take a person down and she called him the Puerto Rican stallion. None of us can figure out where his genes are from. That's so fucked up. I mean, the Puerto Rican stallion, that's a cool name, actually. I like that. That is a cool name. Leah says, probably a tape somewhere. You're right. I'm sure there is somewhere. It's probably used for training. You've got a bunch of new dispatchers and call takers that come in, and the trainer's like, okay, there are going to be times where people are going to call in and they're not going to be that happy. I mean, they're calling 911, right? So they're probably not in the best place to begin with. But sometimes they're going to take it out on you. Now, I want you to listen to this, because what happens is this caller tells the dispatcher that they're dead inside. And there is awesome Leah doing her thing and talking to somebody, and they just straight up tell her that she's dead inside. Like, this is the shit that might happen. And it does. Oh, man. Yep, hashtag Puerto Rican stallion. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh, shit. Okay. If you have any funny 911 calls or incidents or anything, please throw them in the comments. I will go ahead and read them, and we can continue with the names as well. The name calling, the stuff that people have called you. Because, you know, some of that shit is funny. It is funny. And sometimes, I mean, that kind of breaks up a little bit. I know whenever I had people talk shit to me, after I got off the call, I thought, I feel all right. Like, I'm okay. I feel all right. Like, I feel energized a little bit. Because there's sometimes, man, when there's some bullshit calls, some hard calls, right, that come in, and sometimes it takes just that little bit to turn it around a little bit, because there's some humor in it. Because you think, I'm helping people who are calling in, and they're calling me names, but I'm just letting it roll off my back because it's kind of funny. I'm doing my best job, but this person, you just got to think, you know, as well. Like I said a second ago, they're calling in not in the best situation, you know, the majority of the time, and they're not in the right state of mind. So a lot of that anger and a lot of that shit comes out, and you got to take it a little bit. and just know that they're, you know, they're it's just coming at you because of the situation, and not to take it so hard either, because that shit happens. Oh shit, we got somebody watching from the Philippines. What is going on? Welcome. That's awesome. Welcome. That is excellent. Let's see. Jessica over here says, I was told I was unempathetic enough to handle this job. What? Come on. Everyone who does this job has got some empathy there. We wouldn't be able to do this job, right? There's still, excuse me, some of that that's in there. So continue with the names as well as any 911 stories, and I will read them. And while you're doing that, or putting some in, or whichever, I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me yesterday when I was traveling back from the great state of Florida. So we got one here from James. It says, a warning on pranking each other. My partner Frank would leave the room and call in some stupid complaints. One evening, a caller was reporting kids skateboarding in the parking lot, and the way she was speaking, I thought it was my partner. So I asked the caller, "Is this Frank?" Her response, "Who the hell is Frank?" Oh, dude, you made my Muttley laugh come out. Yes. No, I agree. I agree. Because something like that would happen, right? It would be when you think you know who it is and you think it might be your partner and shit, and then you ask and they're like, hell no. Who's Frank? I don't even know who that is. Are you paying attention? Oh, man. See, that's funny shit right there. Some of the other pranks that we used to do in dispatch is I remember, and I'm pretty sure that I've said this one before, but for those who are new here and watching and all, I remember going into the, Jeremy says, Ricardo, what is the beverage of the evening? It is some bougie ass kombucha. Thank you. Clear Mind with rosemary, mint, and sage and green tea. Oh, man. If that isn't bougie, I don't know what it is. Oh, Jeremy says, looks like you're drinking peroxide. This tastes way better than peroxide. I will tell you that. It is not peroxide. Let's see. Saphir says, I'm in the same line. Job relate much. Every story you shared. Yes. It is so good to have you here as well. Thank you for being here. This is excellent. Let's see. Cammy here says, I'm pretty sure we've all had those calls where we've said, yes, sir, over and over again, only to be told, only to be told at the end of the call, it's a ma'am, not a sir. Yes, this is true. I've had that same thing happen before. Yes. And mine was with someone who was using one of those little machines to help them speak, right? And I know I've shared this many times, but for those who are new here and have not heard it, think of a speak and spell, like a robotic voice coming on saying, I need help. And I thought the person's name was Carl. So I kept saying it. I kept saying Carl over and over. And damn it, Carl got pissed off. Well, maybe not pissed off, but had it. Was donezo with being called Carl. Because at the end, Carl ends up saying, my name is not Carl, it's Carol. I was like, oh shit. Snaps. Like, I'm so sorry. And then Carol ends up saying, this thing makes me sound like a man. Ha, ha, ha. And what do you do? What do you do at that point? You laugh with Carol, damn it. You laugh because she's laughing. So you got to laugh as well. And I did. I busted up laughing with Carol. I said sorry once again, and she said it was okay. And I said, well, officers are there. I'm going to go ahead and let you go so that you can go and talk to them. And I think I remember putting in the narrative, Carl is Carol. Oh man, it was, but it was awesome. It was a non-verbal, non-verbal. It was a verbal. It was a verbal domestic. Sorry, not nonverbal. It was a verbal domestic. It was just arguing. There was nothing else that was going on. No weapons, no physical contact, nothing like that. Just arguing. And that is the one that I remember so much because just the way it went down. It was badass. I will always remember that one. Always. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let me go back up here into the comments. And for all of you here on Instagram, if you have any funny stories as well, please throw them in the comments. Okay, so let's see. What deputy that has special gifts of finding people hooking up aired well. They met up for the what? Is that for the badonkadonk? Oh man, I love doing this with all of you every week. This is so much fun. We're 46 minutes into this already. This is crazy. This is going by so fast. But as always, I love having you all here and sharing these funny stories because again, sometimes we're just having a shit week or a shit day or whatever, and we come on and we share these stories and just feel better afterwards, just laughing with each other, because laughing is good medicine. So thank you all for being here and for the job that you do. Not a lot of people can do it. It is stressful as hell. And I love coming here with all of you. It's a lot of fun. Let me see. Cami here says, I have done it to the same lady a few times. One day she's like, damn it, how many times is this going to happen? My name is... Oh, that is so good. And oh, poor Carl. Good thing Carol, Carol had a sense of humor. Yes, exactly. Because... And yes, like Leah says here, yes, if the caller laughs and tells you to laugh with them, laugh. Right. That is the best, right? I remember taking a phone call. It was New Year's Day, and it was a couple that called. The wife was on the line. They were landlords of this apartment building, and they went to check the place out, just in case people were partying hard, right? And they found a person who was butt-ass naked in one of the laundry rooms with vomit and vomit and like poo everywhere. The person was fine. They were just passed out after a good time, but they found them butt-ass naked. And the wife, I'm talking to her, and she just starts busting up. She's like, sir, I don't know what more to tell you. Because I was getting to the description, right? I was getting to the description to put it in the narrative. And I said, what is the person wearing? And she goes, he's naked. She's like, there's no way you're going to miss this person. They are wearing nothing. No clothes. There is no clothes at all on this person. And there's stuff all over the place. So she's laughing, and I can hear the husband in the background saying, you need to stop. Stop. You need to stop laughing, which made me laugh even harder along with my caller. And she was like, sir, he had a good time. He had a good time. Oh man, it was good stuff. Cammy says, oh great, here comes the poop talk again, every dang time. It happens. Literally, shit happens. Oh man. Oh, hold on. We got one up here that says, wait, what? One lady called to report a stray dog that attacked her stroller while she was out on a walk. further into the story, she revealed that she was out walking, excuse me, her purebred dog in the stroller when a stray tried to bite her dog. It caught me off. Wait, it caught me so off guard. I didn't have time to catch my laugh from coming out. The caller said, I hear you giggling over there. I apologize. Then the caller said, well, my daughter won't give me grandbabies. And she says, thankfully, she was a good sport. See, sometimes, right? Sometimes it just comes out. And what do you do? Because you can't you can't shove it back in. It's over. If you have a call, especially like this, that is going on, sometimes you can't help but because then it's already come out. All you have to do is hope that the caller is cool or that shit doesn't get QA'd, right? You do not want that one to be the quality assurance call. But what can you do? I mean, sometimes it happens. Oh, man. Let's see. Jeremy throws in the hashtag naked. Joyce says, that's always fun because still have to ask race, facial hair, etc. And let me see here. Carla says he's wearing a birthmark that looks like Italy on his left ass cheek. This is part of the description. Oh, man. You know, that's another thing that we could probably talk about forever is the type of descriptions, right? The type of descriptions that callers give you, because sometimes it's very limited, right? It's minimal at best. And then you have some who are just like going all out and giving you the different shades and like Pantones. and you're sitting there and you're just like typing and and going. And I always wanted to, whenever it was hunting season, man, we would get people who would call in and they would say, yeah, I'm in such and such area. You might want to get somebody to do some extra patrol, okay, around this area, because there's a gentleman who has a rifle. Okay, he's got a rifle and he's walking on the side of the road. I'm not sure where he's going, but it's on a strap and it's on his back, and he's wearing all camouflage. And the smart ass in me always wanted to say, well, ma'am, how can you see him? Like, how can you see the person if they're in all camo? Never did it. Okay. I did not do it ever, but I always wanted to. I always wanted to be the one to say it. I just never did. Because, you know, that would be the time that the person would get pissed, or that would be the one to get QA'd or something like that. And they'd say, you know, Ricardo, you're a dick. Like, why would you say that? Someone has to have said it, though. I'm guessing there is one person out there, maybe a few, who have actually said, how did you see that person if they're in camouflage? Okay, let me see here. I got one up here that says, we have a nudist resort in our county, so imagine those descriptions. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to. You know, someone calling in saying, oh, they're kind of old and saggy, you know, skin's color of butterball turkey. Or if they're a little pinkish because they've had a lot of sun, right? I mean, the person who's writing this here is out of Florida, so if they're a little pinkish, I don't know, they just kind of got skin color like baloney, Their baloney has a first name. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, but funny. God, my stomach is hurting from laughing so much. Woo. Joyce says here, friends Mike got stuck this week, and we have a rambling officer who gives dissertations. She went out saying, "I heard you're clear, and that's all I need." Oh man. Let me see. The bar there is called Cheeks, and it's also spelled that way as well. Oh, wow. Hold on a minute here. This one says, at a family gathering here in 2017. A hippie fest? A guy called in someone being suspicious and said, "You know that old handsome actor Cary Grant? Well, this guy looks exact opposite of that." What the hell? Oh man. That is crazy. Carla says hot Vegas bologna. For sure. Darcy says skin's colored of butterball turkey. Oh man. Yep. James says there are no nudist colonies here, or colonies in cold weather climates. Wonder why. Let's see. Erica says, yes, watch Netflix Warn episode 1 to see the resort. Oh, really? Oh man. Okay. I'm going to have to check that out. Whew. Okay. As we're going into the wrap up of this, I want to tell you this story. Carla, Shrinky Dink. Oh man. This has been good. All right. So yesterday I was leaving Florida. I was coming back home, and as I'm waiting, to board the plane in Orlando. Now, I'm flying into Fort Wayne, and there's always a connecting flight, whether it's in Hotlanta, GA, or Detroit, because I need to jump on to a little puddle jumper to go back to Fort Wayne. So, excuse me. So, I end up getting ready to board. I'm just standing there. We're supposed to board at like 5:45, and it's already way past time to board. And I'm thinking, damn, I hope we're able to get in the air soon, because otherwise this is going to be pretty crazy. I'm going to have to run. And usually whenever I've gone into Detroit, I'm on the same side of where my connecting flight is going to be. So I wasn't that worried. So we take off, and we take off a little bit past the time that we're supposed to. And it's about 2 hours from Orlando to Detroit. And we land, okay? We land, and we land hard. And we're starting to taxi to the gate. And I get a notification after I turn airplane mode off and everything. I get a notification from the app telling me, we look forward to seeing you soon. We're now boarding. What? I'm barely taxiing to the gate, and they're already boarding the plane, my connecting flight. And it says that my gate is C18. And I thought, please help me that I am close, because I'm going to have to run. Now, as I said earlier, it seems like whenever I travel, something happens. And this was no exception. Something happened. And this was what was going on. I'm freaking out that I'm not going to make it to my connecting flight. And we're going and we're going, and we had to stop for a moment, and then we continue going. And I'm just waiting. Yes, Jeremy, coming in hot like an effing wrecking ball. And they finally open the door, and there are like 4 people in front of me, and they are just tortoise style, just going. And I'm like, oh, please move just a little bit faster, just enough so that I can cut through, shake and bake, and start hauling ass to get to my connecting flight. Now, remember, I said the gate that I needed to get to was C18, Charlie 18. The gate that we pulled into was Adam 49. It was A49. And in Detroit, those are on the other side of of the airport. So I am hauling ass past these people, shake and bake through a bunch of other people, and I need to go down this escalator so that I can haul ass to my connecting flight. And I get to the escalator, and man, looking down, it's like, oh, it's so far. I go to get on one, and there are 2 people, two elderly folk that cut right in front of me, and I'm like, oh no. So I take 2 steps back and go to the other escalator where there's just one dude, and he sees me that I'm kind of in a hurry, and he moves out of the way. And I said to him as I was going down, I was like, excuse me, sir, I'm really sorry. He's like, no, man, go ahead, keep going. And I start running down the escalator, and I'm going and going and going and going. Now, I'm about 4 steps from the bottom, and I'm not really paying attention on how fast the escalator is going down. So I'm going down, and I'm thinking, I can jump. I'm going to go ahead and jump. So I did. And I've got kind of a heavy backpack on, okay, as I'm running down the steps. So I jump. And when I land, I land on like my tiptoe on one foot, and my bag is heavy enough that it makes me go forward enough to where it looks like I'm on my mark and getting ready to race on like in a track meet. I almost bit it like hard. I would have eaten that floor. My legs were like, I was like stutter stepping forward because I lost balance as soon as I jumped and landed, and my bag pushed me forward, and I've got my hands out so that I can catch myself. If I end up smashing so that I don't smash my face, so that I don't eat the floor so hard. But my bag that also pushed me forward pulled me back a little bit as I was trying to gain my balance, and I made it. And I'm sure the people who saw me running down definitely saw me almost eat it. I wanted to throw my arm up and be like, I did it. I made it. But I didn't. As soon as I got up, I just started running. It was hauling ass, just running. And I had some Nikes on. I'm not saying I ran that fast, but I was running pretty good. And so I'm hauling ass through this Pink Floyd type tunnel with all these different colors, and I'm just running and running to get to my plane because it is going to leave without me. When I get to the other side, and I get to the escalator, there are tons of people. I can't get by them anymore, so I'm just standing there. And I'm praying. I'm like, please, please help me that they hold the door. And when we finally got up to the top, shake and bake right through, got through those folks. And again, started hauling ass. And I can feel myself sweating. So I get to my gate. There is no one there except for the person who is at the desk there. Then he goes, "You going to Fort Wayne?" Yes. Did I make it? He goes, "Yeah, man, you made it." And I scanned, and he goes, "But you better get down there because they're going to shut the door on you." I was like, "Oh," so start taking off again, take my backpack off. I get into the plane, which again is a smaller plane going into Fort Wayne. And oh my God, all I could think was, one, please help me that my deodorant holds, or that it held. Okay. Cause I was sweating. I was sweating balls. I was sweating. The whole body was sweating. And I'm walking up to my seat, and there's a gentleman there who I guess was going to be a pilot that was going to be flying out of Fort Wayne. So he was there. And I said, "Sir, I'm on the inside there with you." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he gets out, and I sit down, and I open up the vent so that the cool air can hit me. And all I can think is, damn it, please don't smell like bologna. Because I was sweating so bad. That's what I could imagine. Like the worst smell is what I could imagine. But my deodorant held. It was fine. But that's all I could think was like, damn, hopefully this pilot... hopefully I'm not stinking, man. But that's my story. That's what happened to me when I was coming back from like a week and a half being gone for conferences and events. And see, Erica says, nah, they all had on face masks. That's good. I'm glad, because Jeremy says a little gamey. Yeah, dude. Oh, that would have been something if Joy says Hot Vegas bologna strikes again, right? Either Hot Vegas bologna or like straight up beef. I don't know. Like Dinty Moore beef, you know, that that's all I could imagine. But I felt gross, man. Like I wanted to vomit. That's because I was running so much from the time that I got off, and then almost falling and eating shit right there at the bottom of the escalator. I woke up this morning and my legs were hurting. One of them especially because of how I landed, and I was trying to catch myself. Oh my God. It was the funniest shit. Funny now, but I swear, like, I was nervous as hell that I was not going to make it. And I actually made it, and it was good stuff. And I'm glad you were all here with me so that you could hear what happened, because it was pretty funny, and it was a good time. And I almost smashed my face trying to get to the damn plane. Let's see. Jeremy says here, I love the smell. I love the smell of an airport Sprinter in the morning. That's an omelet that I would not want. Oh, shit. Okay. We are past the hour. I want to thank you all for being here with me. That hour went by super fast. It is crazy that it went by this fast. Again, thank you all for being here. This was a lot of fun. And I want to know, I want to know where you are at now. What is your number? In the beginning of this, I asked you, what is your number on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being shitty and 10 feeling awesome. I hope that your numbers went up. If you had a lower one, I hope it went up. And DTBG4, A New Hope, the consideration is there. I'm really thinking about it. I'll leave it at that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, what is your number? I was at like an 8 or 9 in the beginning, and I am just skyrocket. I'm all the way up there. And I want to thank you so much for the job that you do, for coming here, sharing stories, for laughing with me. I'm a firm believer that laughing is good medicine, and especially in this job that is so tough and stressful, but does have some good to it. And the humor part of it especially is so good. But everyone being here in support of each other and sharing these stories, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you enough. This has been a lot of fun. This live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital, as well as Rapid Deploy and Carbine. And if you have any comments, questions, want to be a guest on the show, you can email us, and that's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. If you're looking for any bonus content, you can check us out. That is patreon.com/WTT This can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, as well as right here on Instagram. And for the flagship show, you can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. There is so much more coming. You got episode 406, 407, and then a few more that are going to be recorded, as well as the Dispatchers Roundtable that is coming up and next week, I believe. And also on October 6th, there's going to be another DRT episode, and that's going to be with Edie DeVelbis. And we're going to be talking about a bunch of different topics there, and we'll be getting some panelists for that one. So again, make sure to stay tuned for everything that is coming up. There is so much going on, and I'm excited for all of it. So thank you all so very much. I love you all the most amount, and it's been really good. So have a good night. I will see you all in the next one.